Greetings, friends. I just got back from the Obama speech today. We were outside and I was looking for protests. Didn't see any liberty-minded guys, man. I'm hoping you guys were there. If you did, post some pictures on my Facebook page. I hear all you guys rant and rave about Obama and how bad he is and all that. I hope to God you were there. You had the one chance to stand up and be counted. I hope you made use of it. Anyway. I had the pleasure of working with Michael over at TVOI News. Thank you, Michael, for allowing me to be able to have the microphone and try my best at doing some interviews. We did some man-on-the-street interviews. You should be able to see those shortly at tvoinews.com to figure out exactly what you guys probably already know. It's very, very sad. I had a chance to meet some really, really great people. Really, you could tell they have tremendous hearts. Some of them are very well studied. What I found really unusual, though, is amongst the group of Obama supporters, there were actually some, although they were misguided on constitutional issues, the rule of law, and things pertaining to those things, they were pretty well educated on the particular topic of interest. I ran into some protesters on the Boulder White Cloud issue. They were holding signs, and not really protesting, urging the president to make a stand to be able to make it a national monument. We had some people there against the XL pipeline. Two ladies, I hope they're watching. They categorized themselves as left-wing extremists or radicals, left-wing radicals, actually. We actually had a great conversation. They found out that, anyway, they found out a little bit about me, and we just continued on, and it was great. The lady was a little reluctant at first and eased up after a bit of time, and they felt like cream in my hands. What can I say, right? No. Anyway, can you guys imagine that after knowing me, right? It's crazy. Anyway, when we did the interviews with people coming out, the idol worship was unbelievable. You would have sworn that Ryan Seacrest was there and it was American Idol, sort of weird thing. Maybe like there was some king or something that they got to kiss the ring or something really a weird, strange dynamic. Idol worship, nonetheless. They were very, very happy about the speech. They were happy that Obama had declared that he was going to give the first 2 years, I guess, of free college, free. And then I spoke with a lady from, she was representing the Hispanic social justice group, very well educated, very well dressed, very well mannered. She had an entourage with her. You could definitely feel the emotion that they had in that group. That was a great interview as well. And you know, they believed in America as the last bastion of hope to flee themselves from the oppression of Mexico, and to try to be able to bring these separated families together, which is truly tragic. I agree. But the one thing they had all in common, I don't know if I mentioned the XL pipeline. They mentioned the XL pipeline, a group did, about fracking. Something that I really don't know very well. I know that we've talked about it on the Kevin Miller Show, and we've had Alma Hossie out there, and she was trying to help educate us on things. We're trying to separate the facts from the propaganda and that kind of thing. What was interesting about that group is they actually believed in, they had a sign that said fossil fuel kill people or something like that, and so I asked her a little bit about that. I don't know if that was on recorded or not, but it turned out to be a pretty neat interview. They believed in the decentralization, that government actually should not be in control of the XL pipeline, that should be left to businesses. However, the one thing that we did definitely agree on between the extreme left, and I guess I'm considered the extreme right, was the fact that we actually agreed on the fact that the corporations are actually controlling our government, and we both realize how dangerous it is. So anyway, it was a great interview. I don't want to belabor the point. If you guys want to talk to me a little bit more about in person, or you have questions, I can go ahead and answer those. But overall, it was a pretty interesting day. There was really no weird altercations, anything strange. There were a lot of cops. Met a great officer today. He is with the Boise PD. He is a member of the Fraternal Order Police. Not very fond of Obama, understands what his job is, understands the confines of that. We had a great conversation. talking about the growing animosity between law enforcement and the citizens, and how I'm trying to work on a couple of things. I've got a couple of ideas, and I'm looking for input from local law enforcement, retired law enforcement, out-of-state law enforcement, whatever we can in an effort to be able to buffer Idaho from some of the pending doom or the chaos issues that we're seeing in Ferguson and LA and some of these other states. The one thing I wanted to cap on that most of my friends on Facebook understand is that we try to focus on the rule of law through the Constitution. And the common thread that I found meeting with all of these people that just completely loved Obama with free school and free health care and free Common Core and free all this is the fact that not one of them understood what form of government we have. Not one. So there's a direct link between the ignorance that the populace, well-intended, big hearts, no problem there, have been misled like a lot of us. I mean, just 6 years ago, I didn't even care. And so I had my wake-up call, and so I'm never going to be able, never going to throw anybody out and consider them useless, because if you guys had done that to me, I wouldn't be able to do any of the things I'm doing today. And so you guys babied me along, spoon-fed me until I could stand on my own, and I can't tell you what that means to me. And I think that I want to be able to, I'm so overjoyed with the fact that you guys did that for me. I want to be able to do that to other people and just kind of help them along. I realize, however, though, that you can't go in there and beat them with a baseball bat. You've got to try to find a way to learn who they are, what their hot button is, and try to meet them where they are. And so when we talked about their issues, we brought it in, or I tried to bring it in, around the idea of the rule of law, the oath, the Constitution, you know, freedom and liberty, and try to bring that all together. But not one of them understood that we were a constitutional republic. They were all taught that we were a democracy, or we were a a democratic republic, is what they said. And when I had mentioned the fact that I asked them how they would feel if they realized that they were misled by where they learned it, and I asked them, what if we were a different form of government? And so they talk about equality and equal justice, the social justice and all that stuff. And I said, but the fact that you believe that we're a democracy is in complete contradiction to equality. And so I tried to help them along by saying, democracy is as it was stated by our founders, it was two wolves and a sheep deciding on what to have for dinner. It was the majority that actually controlled the minority and could really abolish the minority, right? And the constitutional republic, being exceptional in that regard, actually protects the minority by rule of law. So you can't sit there and tout equal justice, equal justice, equal justice, and then say we're a democracy, because they're in direct conflict with one another. And so I think I got them to the point where I left them. I didn't shove it in their face. I tried to be respectful as I could, to be able to help them understand that they really need to start challenging everything. And so if you guys go over to TVOI News, they should have some videos up on the Obama event. I'm not doing video anymore because I just don't have the time. I loved doing it. But anyway, that's my recap of Obama visit. I didn't get to see him, and that was okay with me. I had a ticket to go. Thank you. Thank you for the offer for the ticket. I just didn't know if I could have handled it very well. So I'm up on my video time for tonight. I wanted to come back and thank you guys for all of the work that you've done, bringing me to where I am, being active in all the things that you're doing. Keep up the good work, and let's make things happen. Good night, you guys. Love you. Bye.